Hello dear students, today in this lecture we will discuss about the mode of chromatography methods. Mode of chromatography means there are actually some various modes to perform the chromatographic process. Okay, for example, these can be, chromatography can be performed by the play on the plane surface or in the column. Maybe the column may be the open column. It may be a closed column. Okay. So on the basis of stationary phase and mobile phase, chromatography methods may be of different type. Okay. And on the basis of the mobile phase and stationary phase, their principle would be different. So one by one, we will discuss about these methods, principle of these methods, and their classification also. So learning objective of this lecture is to understand the chromatography methods and to know the basic principle of chromatography, right? And learning outcomes of this lecture is student would be able to apply chromatographic methods for quality improvements of the drugs or the compounds synthesized, and a student can choose job as quality analyst with the pharmaceutical companies, food companies, drugs companies, agricultural manufacturer companies by getting the knowledge of chromatographic methods, because in each the every type of the companies, the for improvement of the quality, for separation of the components, we use actually the chromatographic methods in the the quantitative purpose and also for the qualitative purposes, right? Now the separation by chromatographic methods of the compounds. So in the analytical biochemistry, the principle of separation techniques and methods is based on polarity actually, and biochemistry and molecular biology. We use generally the partition chromatography and exchange chromatography and gel filtration chromatography and affinity chromatography. Okay. Now the question is, how does chromatographic process would be done? How does chromatography work actually? So it is a method for separating the components of a mixture by differential absorption between a stationary phase and the mobile phase. Okay. So here this is the the suppose this is the mobile phase, and this is the stationary phase. Either the stationary phase is present in the the open surface or in the column, open column, or maybe in the the flat closed column. Okay, and we can say that the stationary phase like the plane surface, or it may be in the the stationary phase may be packed in the column. Okay, so this is the stationary phase actually, and this is the mobile phase. This mobile phase is in the motion. This is moving. Okay, and the stationary phase here is actually the liquid, and is mobile phase is also the liquid. But the stationary phase, which is liquid, is does not the move. It is not in the motion. It is stationary. It is in the stationary state. Okay, and the liquid state is the in the motion, or this is you can say that this is the moving actually here. Okay, so now when we uh, put our sample in the mobile phase, then with the mobile phase the sample traveled on this stationary stationary surface, and by the interaction of component with the mobile phase and stationary phase, these components actually the migrated with different rate. Okay, right? And they will elute from the stationary phase, or we can say from the column, by the different time. Okay, suppose the components, suppose these are the three component. Okay, these are three component, and in these three components, suppose this is the direction, this is the direction of the motion, this is the direction of the motion of the mobile phase. So with the mobile phase, suppose there are three component in the mixer. So the component, this traveled actually the maximum distance from this side to this side. So suppose this traveled maximum distance, it means this is interacting with the stationary phase less. Okay, and this component traveled a very less distance, it means it is interacting with the stationary which was more. Because if a component interact, this is the partitioned in the within the stationary phase for more time, then it will the retain in the stationary phase. It will not move, right? But the component which is in the which is in the interaction for more time with the mobile phase will move faster because mobile phase is moving. Okay, so there is actually if the stationary phase and mobile phase are in the liquid here, then this chromatography is called actually the partition chromatography, and the component of the mixer with the partition between the liquid sorry the mobile phase and stationary phase. While okay, while if you talk about the uh, liquid and solid means here the solid is the um, stationary phase and liquid is the mobile phase, then this type of chromatography is called actually the adsorption chromatography. Okay, so actually basic difference of the separation of the component is actually the adsorption. While in this case, we have liquid and phase are the liquid, then the separation, mode of separation of the concept of the separation of the component from the mixer is actually based on the partition of the component between these two states, two phases, okay, mobile and stationary phase. Now, principle of the separation techniques. Just a moment. Yeah. The principles of separation techniques. So actually, the principle of the separation technique depends upon the the mode of chromatographic methods. Okay, and there are also the following the different type of the separation techniques. Actually, different type of the principles are there, and that depends upon the the various factors. Okay, if here if here we can see here that if the basis of the the basis of the separation is actually polarity. Basis of the separation of component is the polarity. If this is polarity, means the components have the different polarity, which are in the sample have the different polarity. Then this principle is actually the polarity. Principle of separation is the polarity of the component. Okay, and they affect this polarity affect the physical properties of the component like volatility of the components, solubility of the components, adsorptivity of the components. So these are actually the physical property which are affected by the polarity of the components. So the polarity are different of the components, then their volatility, solubility, and adsorptivity will be different. Okay. So if due to the polarity, the volatility of the component is the affected, then the separation technique which is based on the volatility is actually the gas liquid chromatography, where gas is actually the mobile phase and liquid is the stationary phase. So on the basis of the volatility, the components actually the distribute between liquid and stationary phase. Suppose we have the mixer, okay, and in this mixer the two components are there and have the more volatility. So more volatile component would be the retain with the gas phase for more time, or would interact with the gas phase for more time. And the component which has less polarity will interact with the liquid phase, means the stationary phase for more time. So their distribution would be different on their polarity, right? And if talking about the liquid chromatography method, then here the stability of the component is the principle. This is actually the basis of their distribution. So which the suppose because in the liquid chromatography, if this liquid means the mobile phase is more polar and the stationary phase is less polar, then the more polar component present in the mixer will interact with the liquid for more time or migrate more distance or elute faster from the column right for the from the chromatographic column. And the less soluble means the less polar component will soluble or will interact with the the stationary phase for more time or retain in the column for more time means the its illusion will be less, right? So, and if we are talking about the specific technique, that is liquid solid chromatography. Liquid solid chromatography, then the adductivity is the basis of the separation. Adductivity is the basis of the separation of the component, right? How this is so? Because the component which have different polarity will absorb with the liquid and solid form, solid stationary phase by the different extent, right? For example, the solid stationary phase is less polar, right? Less polar, then less polar component from the mixer, less polar component will interact for more time to the solid stationary phase, right? And more polar will interact with the more polar liquid mobile phase. Okay, so their distribution is actually the different components distribution is different between the liquid and solid phases. Okay, and the religion will be different at different time. Okay, now if the molecular characteristic is the ionic, means the molecules are present in the form of ions. Then their physical property like the charges are affected by these ions. So their charge means the charge is the principle. Charge is the principle for the separation, for the molecule separation. And the technique used on the basis of charge are actually the ion exchange chromatography and electrophoresis method. So actually, in the ion exchange chromatography, there is the exchange of the ions, okay, between the stationary and mobile phase. Okay, so the charge means, for example, more positive charge or less positive charge. Okay, so the extent of the charge, okay, extent of the charge actually will be the basis of their separation or interaction or the exchange between the ion exchange in the ion exchange chromatography between the mobile and stationary phase. Okay, for example, suppose the stationary phase is positively charged and its positive charge is very high, then the highly positive charge containing, or sorry, highly negatively charged containing species will interact with the stationary phase for more time. Okay, and retain for more time. We look later. While the less or the positively charged component from the mixer will interact with the science with the mobile phase and will elute the faster. Okay, so actually the what are the charge present? Which type of the charge and what is the charge present? Positive charge, negative charge, and their the strength will affect their distribution between the stationary phase and mobile phase in the ion exchange chromatography. Or we can say the exchange of these ions. Okay, charge is based on the is the basis of the exchange of the ions between the or the ionic components between the the liquid and sorry not liquid stationary and mobile phases. Okay, and this is if we talk about the electrophoresis. So this is also the separation technique which is based on the charge, and this electrophoresis technique is basically used in the on the separation of the proteins or the biomolecules, okay, from the plasma, etc. So the molecular characteristic actually this is size. The molecular characteristic is size. Size means the mass. Then the physical property affected by this is the diffuser, because diffusion is based on actually the size of the molecules. Okay, if the size of the molecule is greater, then the diffusion will be this more slower. Okay, and the size is the less, and the molecule is of a small size, then the diffusion would be the would be with very high rate, or it will be faster. Okay, so the gel formation chromatography is used. This is the technique which is based on actually the diffusion. Okay, so, so different size containing, or the you can say the components having the different size or the mass have diffusion with the different rate. Okay, the diffusion will be different, and that would be the basis of separation of the component in the gel permeation chromatography, right? And this is also in the dialysis. In the dialysis, there is also the separation of the the blood. I mean the purification of the blood in the dialysis. All this is also based on the diffusion by the gel permeation chromatography, or it is in the dialysis. Sorry, in the dialysis, diffusion is the basis of the purification of the blood. So where in the sometimes some people actually the face kidney problems, their kidney does not even purify the blood. So in that case, the dialysis process is usually applied for the purification of their blood. Okay, and this is based on the size of the molecules, okay, of the bloods and the impurities, right? Now the shape of the molecules, and on the basis of the shape of the molecules, these separation technique like intra-centrifugation and affinity chromatography is best. So the physical property which is responsible for the separation of the component, okay, is the sedimentation. This is the sedimentation. So actually, the if the component have the larger size, then its sedimentation is will be faster. Okay, and if the component or the molecules are of the smaller size, low molecular weight having components are there. If here, then their sedimentation would be later, or we can say slower. So they sediment this slow rate. Okay, so this would be the the principle for the separation of the component. Okay. And this is the applied. This principle is applied. Actually, this physical property, the uses in the separation technique, ultracentrifugation. Because in the ultracentrifugation, we apply this centrifugal force, and due to the centrifugal force, we there is separation of the components on the basis of their size. Okay, or their sedimentation on the basis of their size. Larger size particle will sediment faster. So now second, the best the liquid binding is also based on this shape of the molecules actually, and affinity chromatography is the technique in which this liquid binding is okay, or this is the best. This physical property is responsible for the separation in the affinity chromatography. Okay, so these are the actually the principle of separation techniques. These are actually the principle. These are actually the molecular characteristics responsible for the separation of the components, and these are the physical properties which are based on these, uh, which are affected by these molecular characteristics, and the based on the the separation. This is based not based. These are the basis of the separation in this separation technique. Okay. So now the factors involved in separation. So there are two factors. One is impelling force, and second is actually the retarding force. Impelling force actually the impel the particles, and the retarding force actually they retard the particles, okay, or retard their movement, okay. So impelling forces which are applied in the separation techniques are actually the gravitational force in the ultracentrifugation method technique. Gravitational force is actually the impelling force which the encourage the sedimentation process, okay. And in the electrokinetic method, electrokinetic methods, electrokinetic force is the responsible force for, or we can say that impelling force which is used in the electrophoresis method, okay, electrophoresis technique. Well, if you talk about the impelling force, hydrodynamic force, this is actually the used or responsible force in chromatography method. Okay, because hydrodynamics, the dynamics of the particles, dynamics of the particle is actually the due to the motion of the mobile phase or with the with, if the component is in the contact with mobile phase, then there will be the dynamics of the mobile phase. Okay, okay, and due to the dynamics of mobile phase, the component will also actually will be in the dynamics. Okay, so there is actually the movement of the component or the separation of the component, or you can say the moving forward of the component due to the dynamics of the mobile phase of the hydro. Or because we can also use water as a mobile phase. Okay. So dynamics of the mobile phase is a responsible factor or impelling factor for the separation of the component in the chromatographic method or the kind of chromatographic method. Okay. Now the retarding factors are the following, and the single phase technique and the molecular friction. In the single phase technique, actually, the molecular friction and the electrostatic forces. These are two forces which retard the motion of the molecules. Because if we're talking about the single phase technique, so in the single phase, there are molecules of the phase, there are also the molecules of the mobile phase or stationary phase either. Okay. So due to the friction of the components, component with the mobile or stationary phase, there is molecular friction. There is molecular friction, and due to this molecular friction, there is retardation of the molecule. Because if there is friction between molecules of the mobile phase and the component, then there will be the slow down the velocity of the component. Okay. And second is the electrostatic method. If the components which are to be separated are actually in the ionic form, if these are in the ionic form, okay, if these are in the ionic form, then there would be the electrostatic attraction force between the oppositely charged ion of the phase used in the technique and the components of the mixer, which are to be separated. And if you talk about the dual phase technique, in dual phase technique, there are following responsible factors like adsorption, binding, and friction interactions. So if you talk about the liquid solid chromatographic technique, then there is actually the dual phases. One is liquid, that is mobile phase, and one is solid, that is stationary phase. So there is adsorption of the components in the stationary phase. Okay, so adsorption of the components, if the adsorption of the component with the stationary phase is greater than they will retain with the mobile phase, means retard they will retard with the mobile with the stationary phase. Okay. Second is binding of the molecules, binding of the molecules between the stationary phase with the stationary phase. So if the dual phase technique is there, so there will be the binding of the component with the stationary phase. If they will bind with the stationary phase for more time or strongly, then they will retard for more time. Okay, and if they will not, they will bind with the poor. They will bind with the uh, poor strength. Then their migration would be greater. Their migration would be greater. Okay, with the mobile phase. And third is ionic interaction. If the ionic interaction is greater between the component and these dual phase particles or the molecules, then if there is ionic interaction between the stationary phase particles and the components of the mixers are greater, if the ionic interaction is greater or the strong and ionic interaction is there, then in that case the molecule will retard for more time. Okay, means the illusion from the column would be later. So retarding forces do not, they oppose the migration of the components of the mixer. Okay, and this impelling force, the this has the or the increase the rate of the migration of the components. So now the major components, three major methods are used in the chromatography process. So first is journal, second is displacement, and third is actually the frontal. So in the A, the solvent. This is the solvent. A method. This is the solvent. Solvent, and this is the zone of the components. Zone of the component which are separating. And the second, this is the solution. This is the solution. Here actually we put the components with the solvent. Okay, there is solution of the B. There is solution of the components with the mobile phase, and these are moving. This is also the zone, and the second method there is sample, and this is the zone of the sample, complete zone. Okay, and this is the boundary of the sample. So zonal means a band zone in a solvent system, change in pH, size, etc. Okay, so this is the band. Band means the zone. Zone is the band actually. This is in solvent system. So of which band? This is the band of the component. Okay, and by changing the pH or size of the components, this can be changed. Means this is depend upon the size and pH of the components. Second is displacement of band zone in two-phase solvent system. So in the two-phase solvent system, there is displacement of the components actually. Displacement of the component by one another. Okay, means one component is the displaced by the next molecule of the components. So there is actually the displacement between the two phases. Okay, suppose for example, component is the in interaction with the mobile phase, and sometimes it is in interaction with the stationary phase. Okay, so there are the places of the stationary phases taking place by the taking place by the or the field by the actually the components, right? So they display to each other. Different affinity for the solid support stationary mobile phase. Okay, so actually here is a different affinity. So displacement is based on between displacement of the component between two phases depends upon actually the their affinity, their different affinity for the solid support and the solvent. Okay, if the affinity of the component with the solid support is greater, then this will return for more time. Method is frontal, large sample containing in mobile phase. If the large sample is there, this is the large sample. Okay, this is large sample. Sample is very in the very large quantity, and this is present in the mobile phase. Okay, now on the basis of polarity means the affinity of the like molecules for each other, the partition between two phases molecule partition of the molecule between two phases means the here we are talking about the chromatographic techniques where the partition of the molecule between two phases is there. Okay, so in this technique, part the molecule between phases. So if there are two phases like solid and liquid, then partition of the molecules between solid and liquid would be there. Okay, and if these are the stationary and liquid phases, then there would be the adsorption of the molecule, and solid adsorbent would be there, right? Means the solid, stationary phase would be the solid. Okay, adsorption chromatography is called this is. This chromatography would call the adsorption chromatography if there are two phases. One is liquid and second is solid. And of these, the solid is actually the stationary phase. Okay. If you're talking about the chromatography method where the liquid both are liquid, stationary and mobile phase. Both are the liquids. So here, a major factor in separation is actually the solubility. I mean, actually, the components, if the two components are there in the mixer, one has the solubility in the stationary phase, and the second has the solubility more for the mobile phase. So their, the visibility, their solubility in the stationary and mobile phase would be different. Okay. So if their solubility different, their retention or their interaction would be different in the mobile phase and stationary phase. So the component which would the interact for more time in the liquid or the mobile phase would move faster and elute faster from the column. So this is the example of liquid chromatography, and in the gas liquid chromatography, there are two phases. One is liquid and second is vapor, where the liquid is stationary and solid is, so the vapor is actually the mobile phase. Okay, and here also solubility is responsible factor for the separation of the components. So solution and its vapor is there actually. Okay, means the components are present in the solution also and also in its vapor state. Okay, so the vapors will interact with the gas phase while mobile phase for more time. Okay, this will move faster and will elute faster. Okay, so this is the gas liquid chromatography method. Now different kinds of chromatography which are characterized by the mobile phases. So the liquid chromatography method includes column chromatography, thin layer chromatography, and HPLC. HPLC means high performance liquid chromatography. So these are the chromatographic techniques, okay, which include the mobile phase, liquid, liquid mobile phase. Okay. And stationary phase is here silica, alumina, etc. If you talk about the mobile phase, the moving phase is this, and the organic solvents are used in the liquid chromatography. Okay, as a mobile phase, organic solvents are used as moving phase of the mobile phase. And if you talk about the important properties, then this is the polarity. Important polarity property means this is responsible for the separation of the components or the partition of the components between the stationary and mobile phase. Okay. Now, second is the gas chromatography. Here, stationary phase is a film of a polymer or a wax, and the film must have a high boiling point. This film must have a high boiling point. And the mobile phase here used is actually the gas, and that is helium. Is the usual carrier gas. We can also use hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. as carrier gas, okay, for the mobile phase. Now the important property is actually the boiling point. So actually the components have the different boiling points. So their volatility is different. Their volatility is different. So this can be the distribute. These are distributed in the liquid and the vapor phases with the different extent. Okay. Now the modes of chromatography on the basis of characterized by the shape of stationary phases. So the in the column chromatography, this stationary phase is pegged into a column. Stationary phase is pegged into the column. While in the thin layer chromatography, stationary phase is coated on to glass, metallic or plastic plate. So on the basis of the filling of the or the shape of the stationary phase, either it is filled in the column or it is coated on the glass plate, glass, metallic or plastic plate. The the chromatographic methods can be classified into two categories like thin layer chromatography and column chromatography. Okay. So now liquid solubility chromatography is adsorption chromatography. So we are discussing about the adsorption chromatography method where adsorption of the substance molecule between the solid polar surfaces or the mobile phases would be there. Here the responsible factor are actually the polarity. So the polar compounds may be the adsorb with the more solid polar substances for more time. Okay, large surface for adsorption. So the requirement for adsorption chromatography is the large surface. This large surface is required for the adsorption because if there is no is a very less surface for the adsorption, then adsorption would be very low. Okay, it will be very less. So this would be less, then separation process would be the very slow. Right? So often OH hydroxy group to form hydrogen bonding. So actually, if we talking about the polarity, then sometimes there are forming of the hydrogen bond between the components of the mixer and stationary phase and also in the mobile phase. Okay? So to which either the stationary phase or mobile phase, this OH form the hydrogen bonding for more strongly. If the component form hydrogen bonding more strongly with the stationary phase, then the component would retain for more time in the column. But with the stationary phase, will move with slow rate, or we can say will load fast, no slow, the later, right? And vice versa is there. Now, these are the polarity table of the the selected solutes and solvents. So if you talk about the solute, means solute means the components of the mixer which has to be separated. Okay, so the solute, if this is hydrocarbon, the adsorption energy is very less of the hydrocarbon 0.07 because their polarity is very low. Okay, so more polar will adsorb for more time, or we can say with the more energy, adsorption energy. Okay, or we can say more polar solute have the more adsorption energy. Okay, if you talk about the halogen derivative, then 1.74 adsorption energy there, and aldehyde 4.97, ester 5.27, and alcohol 6.5, acids and bases 7.6. So as we are moving from top to down, the polarity is in increasing order. So if polarity is in increasing order, then their adsorption energy will be, because their adsorption would be more stronger. If the adsorption would be more stronger, then the more adsorption energy will be released. Next means adsorption energy will be greater. So the affinity of a solute with the adsorbent vary with the adsorbent. Okay. So and this is this polarity order of the solvents. Hexane have the lesser polarity 0.07, and then methanol have the maximum polarity, that is 0.97995. Methanol have the greater polarity than the pyridine, acetone, chloroform, benzene, etc. Okay. So the solvent strength, the affinity of the solvent with an adsorbent. The affinity of a solvent with an adsorbent. This also vary with the adsorbent. So the affinity of the solvent with the adsorbent means with the stationary phase. It's called the solvent strength. Okay, this is very important term. This term is used. This is asked in the so many quantitative, sorry, the competitive exams. Okay, what do you mean by the strength of the solvent? So strength means its affinity to react with the or to bind, or we can with the adsorbent, means stationary phase. Now the stationary phase, if you talk about the alumina, this is the alumina stationary phase, and this contain actually the OH group, OH group. Okay, this contain the OH group. Okay, so if you talk about the acidic LOH, ALOH, means acidic nature of the alumina, then this will exist in the form of LOH. Sorry, in the acidic medium, and in the neutral medium, this alumina exists in the LOH. Okay, and if we talk about the basic medium, so in the basic medium, alumina stationary phase exists as Al O minus. This Al is in neutral, and this oxygen have the negatively charged. Okay, and the neutral medium, this is present in the form of LOH, or we can say the Al plus and O minus, oxygen minus. Okay, overall the this stationary phase would be neutral in the neutral medium, but in the basic medium this will be negatively charged, or in the acidic medium this will be the neutral or the positively charged also. So examples of the adsorbent and their application. So if the adsorbent is actually the silicic acid, that means silica gel. So this adsorbent is actually the strong adsorbent, and its application is for the separation of steroids, amino acids, and lipids. Okay, this means these type of the components can be separated on silica gel stationary phase. Okay, so if we talk about the stationary phase, that is charcoal. So on the charcoal, these peptides and carbohydrates can be separated. Okay, and aluminum oxide. This is also a kind of strong, strong stationary phase, and their application is for separation of steroids, stars, alkaloids, etc. Well, if you talk about the magnesium carbonate, these are the medium strength for adsorption, and this can be applied for the separation of porphyrin type of the compounds, right? But if you talk about the calcium phosphate, it has also the medium strength for adsorption and used for the separation of proteins and polynucleotides, etc. And if you talk about the cellulose also have the weak strength for the adsorption, and this can be used for separation of proteins. Okay, so if we move from strong to weak adsorption strength, okay, then the application would be actually from lower to lower molecular weight containing compounds to the higher molecular weight containing compounds for separation. Okay, now the question answer session are there. In thin light chromatography, stationary phase is coated onto the. So this can be coated in thin light chromatography. The stationary phase can be coated. This is coated onto glass plate, metallic plate, and plastic plate, and all of these. So this coating can be done on the glass, metallic, and plastic plates, all three. That's one. Okay. So the option D would be correct option. Second question is adsorbent silica gel is useful for separation of. So adsorbent silica gel is used for the separation of. So for this separation, this is used. This is used actually for the separation of, the silica gel is used for the steroid actually, steroid amino acid, and also for the lipids. So this does not used for actually the carbohydrates. Okay. In thin chromatography and column chromatography, stationary phase and mobile phases are actually responsibility. Sorry, respectively. So in thin layer chromatography and in column chromatography, stationary and mobile phases are actually the solid and liquid. Stationary phase are actually the solid, and mobile phase are actually the liquid. Sorry, this would be the option. This would be the correct option, but actually this would be exchanged. Okay, because as the stationary phase solid is used and as a mobile phase liquid is used. Okay, and in TLC, which is incorrect for non-polar compounds. So in TLC, these compounds will move slower. Non-polar compound will move slower in TLC. This will spend more time in the moving phase. This will be less strongly attracted to the plate, and this will appear closer to the top of the plate. So if you talk about the polar phase, then polar station TLC, then polar, here the polar mobile phase is more polar, so the polar components would move faster. Means compounds or the polar components will spend more time in the mobile phase. Okay, so B option would be the correct option. In TLC, which is correct for polar compounds. So in TLC, polar compounds will interact strongly with the mobile phase. Okay, so this compound will move slower. Polar compounds. This will spend more time in the stationary phase, This will be more strongly attracted to the plate and will appear lower on the plate. So the polar compounds all are character statements here. Okay, actually, okay. So these polar compounds will move slower, while non-polar move faster. But this is the case where the mobile phase would be non-polar. Okay. Now the next question is, in TLC the mobile phase moving phase is up. So what is actually the moving phase? This is actually the solid liquid. Okay. And the surface of the plate consists of a very thin layer of on a plastic or aluminum backing. So the surface of the plate consisting of a very thin layer of actually the silica, okay, which is not the example of non-polar solvent. So this is the non-polar example. Chloroform is also the non-polar. Butane is also the non-polar, but methanol is the polar solvent, polar components due to the presence of OH group. Because OH group is actually the polar group due to the electronegative difference between the oxygen and hydrogen. Now the next question is, in HPLC during the chromatographic run, there is the dot of analyte molecules on stationary phase. So HPLC during chromatography run, there is actually the adsorption of the analyte molecule on solid stationary phase. So the option would be adsorption B would be the correct option. And the question number 10, in normal phase HPLC analyte molecules are adsorb on the polar weakly acidic surface of in the normal phase HPLC. Analyte molecule adsorb on the polar weakly acidic surface of silica gel, cyclohexane, amylose, and octadodecile. So this would adsorb on actually the on the cyclohexane, amylose, and octadodecile, not octadodecile. Okay, now silica gel. This will the in HPLC analyte molecule adsorb on the polar phase is actually the amylose. So amylose is actually the stationary phase where molecule adsorb. But in case of the cyclodextrin, stationary phase molecule do not adsorb actually here. They will include there is actually the inclusion of the components with the stationary phase with the cavity of the stationary phase. And silica gel is used actually in the TLC, not in the SPLC as a stationary phase. Okay, and octadodecile is used actually in the reverse phase SPLC column as a stationary phase. Okay, so in the normal phase, amylose is used for the adsorption of the components for the separation of the compounds. Okay, these are the reference books. Thank you. So still, if you have any type of the question, queries, and doubts, you can ask. I would be very happy to answer you. Thank you. Have a good day.